Aloha, welcome to Airguns 808. So today we're going to be talking about an extremely powerful air rifle. It's a really good rifle, it's affordable, and it's my new favorite rifle I'm using now. So we're just going to get right into the video. This is the GAMO Varmint 177 caliber air rifle. GAMO is a Spanish company based in Barcelona, Spain. They are the largest producers of air guns in Europe and the largest producer of pellets worldwide. GAMO would get its start in the 1880s. A company known as Antonio Casas S.A. started manufacturing a variety of lead products in Barcelona, Spain. In 1950, the company would start specializing in high-quality pellets for the European market. In 1959, the company would change their name to El GAMO. They would continue to produce pellets until 1961, where their first line of air guns would hit the market. GAMO would eventually open in the U.S. under GAMO Outdoors USA SLU. GAMO would eventually merge with Daisy here in the U.S. when GAMO's firm company, BRS, would purchase Daisy in 2016. I'm not too sure when the GAMO Varmint first made its way onto the scene, but I did some research and found about 11 years ago they did have a variation called the GAMO Varmint Hunter, and then a second variation known as the Varmint Stalker Hunter. Besides some cosmetic differences, the rifles are exactly the same. The only difference is the Varmint Stalker Hunter has a suppressor on the front of it. Included with the GAMO Varmint is this GAMO LC 4x32 WR scope. It's not a very impressive scope, but it does work very well with this rifle, and it does include the locking pin to keep the scope from moving after repeated firing. I ordered mine from Walmart.com, and it came to me a little damaged. This side of the box was ripped off, but the rifle was unharmed. So taking a look at the main body of the gun, you can see that it's a composite. It is pretty heavy, but it's manageable. It's not as heavy as it looks, but it does have a nice weight to it. It doesn't feel cheap or generic. It also has a composite barrel shroud, and the barrel inside is steel. So the barrel itself is actually really sturdy, and the break point here is all steel. The rest of the gun on the inside is made of steel. It's a very, very hardy construction. It does have a spring system. It is not a gas piston. It is a spring system, considered a Springer, I guess they call it. But other than that, it's a really nice feeling gun. Everything feels well made. It comes well lubricated, so you don't have to worry about that out of the box. It is mentioned that you should lubricate the gun after every so many shots and just keep it away from moisture because of the steel construction on the top of the gun. You don't want that to rust. It is coated in a protective layer, but you never know how long that's going to last. Looking over here at the buttstock, you can see that it's a nice rubber, and with those holes in it, it does make it a lot softer when you press it up against your shoulder. Here is the trigger system. The trigger system is adjustable. You can adjust it. It has this little safety lever here. So you pull it back for safe and you push it forward to fire. It's a really nice system, easy to control. Anytime you cock the barrel, you're going to want to put it into safety. If you don't, you do risk after pulling the barrel up and locking it into place, you do risk it misfiring and possibly injuring someone. The trigger itself is like maybe 3 to 4 pound pull. It is heavy, but like I said before, it is adjustable. So you can adjust it to fine tune it. If you really wanted to, you could make this a hair trigger, but I don't recommend it with a break barrel. The 4x32 scope included is actually a really decent scope. It's perfect for this gun. It works really well. It pairs very well. I have mine tuned into about 25 yards. I did have an issue with my scope when I first got it. The crosshairs were turned, so it looked a little more like an X versus the T shape. So I did have to loosen up the holder and turn the scope slightly. But after that, it seems to be working pretty well with it being upright now. And at 25 yards, it's actually pretty good at hitting a target. Now, one thing I don't care for about this rifle is it's not good for grouping. It's not good for target grouping if that's what you're going for, because you do have to break concentration to actually load the gun. You need to pull off target, crack the barrel, load the pellet, and shoot again. So you kind of lose focus on your target. So it's not really good for grouping. But for like a single shot or a single precision shot, this gun actually works very well. The best thing about this rifle I find is how comfortable the buttstock is. This rubber pad on the end is very comfortable during shooting, and it helps minimize recoil with the softness of it. It does have a bit of a jerk every time you fire, but it's nothing that you can't handle. All in all, I find this to be an excellent rifle for teens, like possibly 17 and over, to adults. It's a very comfortable rifle. It does take a lot to break the barrel when you first get it, but after about 100 or so shots, the barrel becomes really easy to break. All in all, I love the feel of this rifle. It feels like a legitimate air rifle. It is a very powerful rifle. It has a loud report when you pull the trigger, which you guys will see in a little bit. The scope is very nice. At 25 yards, I was hitting my targets no problem. But at 50 yards, I was having a little bit of trouble having to compensate, but I blame that mainly on the scope. The scope, I don't think, is built to go that far. But other than that, it's really comfortable in the hands. 25 yards is actually quite a distance, so if you're able to hit your targets at that, then you're doing pretty good. So here I want to show you guys how to cock the gun. You want to put it on safety first. Make sure it's on safety. Then you just pull it down. It doesn't take very much effort after you break the barrel in. You insert your pellet here, and then you swing the barrel and barrel shroud back up to lock it into place, and you're ready to go. Undo the safety, and then fire. Now, I know what you're thinking there. You're all like, did this guy just dry fire his rifle? But I was doing a lot of research, and I know for a fact that GAMO rifles are built to dry fire. It's not recommended for you to do, but GAMO rifles are actually tested this way, and you can actually dry fire a GAMO rifle if you do it occasionally. I wouldn't do it too often, but you're fine. You're totally safe if you do. So I had mentioned earlier how I like the soft feel of this rubber buttstock. It feels great. It's really comfortable when you shoot. Overall length, this is about 46 inches. And for the scope itself, you can remove these caps to tune it. And the wonderful thing about this one is that this one actually clicks when you turn it. You do need a coin to turn it, but when you use a coin to turn this, it makes a clicking noise, and it makes it a lot easier for finer tuning and better accuracy, in my opinion anyway. It does feel really comfortable when you aim down sights to shoot as well. Another great thing about this rifle that I love is it has a dual-sided cheek rest, so it's great for lefties and righties. Alright, so I want to give you guys a quick look down the scope of this air rifle. The scope is actually really clear. It's crystal clear. On camera, it doesn't come out as clear as it should. It looks a little blurry, but that's just the way the lenses are working with each other right now. Here I had taped an object to the wall that is a unicorn, and I just want to show you guys the magnification. It looks blurry on camera, but when you look at it with your eye, it comes out really clear. And for the record, no unicorns were harmed in the filming of this segment. So in this next section, we're going to get into some testing. Sorry for the background noise. I had the news playing in the background while I was shooting. I didn't realize it was so loud. But yeah, we're just going to do some quick testing. This is me standing about 15 yards away, and I'm shooting at this target here. All right, so you can see in the middle of that, the target shifted. Well, the target didn't shift when my phone fell down. I was recording it with my phone and it fell down, so you missed one of the shots. Well, that's okay, no big deal. But anyways, I did recover one of the pellets. It was stuck in the block of wood that was behind that box I was shooting at. And mind you, that box was stuffed with cardboard. So I was trying to make it to where I wasn't penetrating, and every single pellet actually penetrated through all that cardboard. There was at least 6 boxes worth of cardboard in there, and it just penetrated through all of that. And this one got stuck in the block of wood. You can see the smashed pellet. And above that was the pellets I was using. These are the GAMO Master Point pellets. All right, so that's a look at the GAMO Varmint. 177 caliber Varmint. This is actually an excellent rifle. This is probably one of the best air rifles I've purchased so far. This is the newest buy I have added to my collection. And these are fairly cheap and they're very powerful. The 1250 feet per second is mainly with alloy. You're not going to get that with lead pellets, but I noticed with lead pellets, after doing some testing, this thing will hit right about 900 feet per second with lead pellets. I'm sure you could go a little lighter with an alloy and it'll fire a lot better. But I like the gun the way it is right now. And the scope is actually pretty good that GAMO includes. It's perfect combination with this rifle. The scope actually is really, really good for this combination. I have it tuned into about 25 yards right now, and I believe that's the recommended. I'm not sure if that's the recommended for this one, but that's what I have it tuned into now, is 25 yards, and it's actually pretty accurate for that, as you guys saw in the testing. But other than that, I really like this gun. It's my new favorite gun out of all my guns, out of all my air rifles. This one is probably my favorite right now. I'm planning on getting some more in coming up soon. I'll have different types of GAMOs. GAMOs has always been one of my favorite brands for air rifles. Ever since I was a kid, I always wished I could afford a GAMO, but at that time I couldn't. So I had to go the cheaper route and go with Daisy and Crossman and all those other ones. Don't get me wrong, Daisy and Crossman do have their higher end line of rifles, but you know, back in the day, one of these, I had a GAMO similar to this. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a break barrel similar to this. It had a black band instead of a red band on it, and it was given to me by my friend Dennis. He had given it to me when he moved to the mainland. Me and him used to go shooting all the time. I would have my Daisy rifle and he would have the GAMO, and I was always so jealous that he had the GAMO rifle, and then he gave it to me when he left, and it was actually a really excellent rifle. I loved it. I kept it for a long time, and then unfortunately that one got stolen from me too, around the same time that the other Daisy did from my backyard. I had them all together in a box, and I guess somebody knew that box was there, so they went into that box and they stole all of my air rifles, but at least they left all the ammunition. At least they left something. But anyways, that's a quick look at the GAMO Varmint. Excellent air rifle. If you're just getting into air rifles and you want to step up from Daisy, this is the one to do it with. Is go ahead and buy this one. This one was made actually for varmint hunting. That's why it's called the Varmint. So you can shoot squirrels, you can shoot rats, you can shoot birds, but don't shoot birds in Hawaii. They're all endangered. Don't shoot them. But yeah. So anyways, yeah, you can hunt rabbits with this. This one is actually considered, I guess it would be a hunting air rifle, because this has enough power to kill, and it kills rats in one hit. It'll kill a squirrel in one hit. We don't have squirrels here in Hawaii though. It'll kill a bird if you hit them in the right spot in one hit, and if you're not too far away a distance. But yeah, this is actually an excellent rifle. I'm really happy with this purchase, and this is actually my new favorite rifle now. I still enjoy the Daisy for just like regular backyard fun, but if I'm going to do some target shooting or some precision shooting, like a one-shot off kind of thing, I'll be using this. I used this one in my last video with the Charlie's Kaboom caps. This is the one that I shot to blow up the soda bottle. But anyways, that's going to be it on the GAMO Varmint. This is 2020. This rifle is actually a couple years old, but I had just purchased it recently, brand new. They run you, here in Hawaii, about $89. You can find them online for like $120, or if you are in the mainland at the bigger stores, I noticed I was looking at there, if you're in the mainland, it goes down to about $79 and on sale to $69, but here in Hawaii, we'd have to pay shipping for those prices, so it doesn't really make sense. But other than that, excellent air rifle. I suggest you go out and get it. GAMO is a really excellent brand. Probably my favorite air rifle brand right now. But yeah, we'll see what the future has for GAMO. For me, I'm planning on picking up a few other GAMO rifles I saw. And once I get them in, I'll do a video on that. Oh, one more thing. This is a really good site, and I do like that they have the little tint over here to help with glare. It does help on the caps. It really does help on the caps. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. You guys have a wonderful day. Aloha.